Before I give my report, I like to welcome everyone. I want to welcome our esteemed speaker, Reverend Dr. William Wan. His car broke down, and when I received the news, I told my chairman, then it gives me opportunity to lengthen my report. But thank God he's here, and I also want to welcome our guests from the different Presbyterian churches. This is the first time that we actually invited guests from our Presbyterian churches and partners. In the past, we were not able to do so because we had difficulty finding premises, church premises that can... So sorry, everyone want to see my face, so I've been signaled to take out my mask. So, yes, we had difficulty finding churches that can accommodate more than 3,000 staff. But this year is special. We want to thank ORPC for offering this place for us to use. And because of COVID-19, many of our staff are zooming from the different centers. Because for childcare, we need to be careful over cross-infection of the different centers. And I also like to welcome board members and my fellow colleagues, for those who are here and for those who are in your centers. This is the first time that we are having a dedication service of not just one organization, Presbyterian Community Services. This is also a dedication service of the Presbyterian preschool services that we have incorporated since last year, 17 November. Welcome everyone, whether you're from Presbyterian Community Services or Presbyterian Preschool Services. Many of you are aware that we have incorporated these Presbyterian Preschool Services. In short, I call it PPS. Okay. Now we are two separate legal entities. To ensure that we are still a family, we adopted this theme at our Leadership Summit last year. Unity and synergy for innovative impact. What is synergy? The interaction or cooperations of two or more organizations, substances, and other agents to produce combined effect greater than the sum of their separate effects. If it sounds too technical, don't bother. In short, it means synergy will bring about greater benefits. Next click. Yeah. Now, can you see the two young men? One's sitting on the shoulder of the other. I thought this picture is so beautiful to describe synergy. Okay? With one person, you may be able to pluck up the low-lying fruits. But when both are willing to work together, they're able to pick up more fruits higher up the tree. I like the smile of the young man who allowed his shoulder to be set upon. Can you see the joy? Can you see the big smile on his face? And that picture is so beautiful to depict synergy. In the social service context, next slide, beyond the many helping hands approach, a concerted effort built on trusted relationship and like-minded purpose to co-create innovatively can bring about a synergistic impact for care. I want you to take note of two very important components. One is trusted relationship, the other one is like-minded purpose. Next slide. Can you see the Legos on the slides? There is one play that I still enjoy till these days. I had great times playing Lego set with my daughters when they were much younger. And I could play with them for hours. I was thrilled when one of my relatives gave us their own Lego set to my daughters, with the added building blocks to our own Lego. The space for greater creativity excited us. But to be honest, it thrilled me more than my children. With only one Lego set of our own, there is a limit to what we can build. But with many more pieces added to ours, we could do much more. I'd like to emphasize, we can do much more. Together we built different nice houses with swimming pool, garden, playground. We built ship, we built automobiles, and being a pastor, I built a church sanctuary. If only we have even more, the space for creativity can be much larger and exciting. Next slide. But we have to be careful. Not everything that we want more can be good. And so from the biblical perspective of more, okay, we should not be driven by greed and personal ambition. As in the parable of the rich fool, when God demanded of his life. Verse 21 concludes with this warning. This is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves, but is not rich toward God. Another biblical concept of more is for the good of one another. And so you read Ecclesiastes, you will learn of this. Two are better than one because they have good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and no one to help them up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. And how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves, and a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Next slide. How many of you have heard of this phrase, unity of purpose? A clear missional purpose is important to bring about the effects of unity. It is also important to have unity on purpose. Can you do a next click? So apart from unity of purpose, we need unity on purpose. We are purpose for unity. Next slide. So intentionally, we are called to purpose for unity. And so at the last Leadership Summit, we talked about synergy, unity for innovative impact. And today's theme is community in Christ. And we have decided to work on 4 synergistic impact making. Okay, first is piloting elder carer aid training for elder care sector. We had piloted edu carer aid training, whereby we train young ladies to work in a childcare setting. And it started with this collaboration with Grace Orchard School, and eventually we moved up the age to post 18. CNA Insider decided to do a documentary on this piece of good work. You go to CNA Insider and Google, you just Google special kind of teacher. And this project at Grace Orchard School won us the MOE NCSS Innovation Award in 2018. And in 2019 won us the Enabling Employers Award. Our staff got the opportunity to present a paper in Greece in an international conference. And I think 2 years ago, because it's supposed to be in Monash, but because of COVID, we presented another paper online. And so this piece of work has generated a lot of interest, even among the government agencies, because we are doing something that is path-breaking. There are about 2,000 preschools in Singapore, and we are training the girls with mild special needs to work in a childcare setting. And the good news is, just this month we received news from Early Childhood Development Agency. They have recognized this group of staff when preschools operators employ them. And so this is really what we have been looking forward to, and we have received approval. And so now we are pilot the Elder Carer 8 for training this group of people to work in an elder care sector. Next, we will continue to look at synergizing community and preschool services. We are exploring, in fact we have done this, but we are exploring further how we can work together to bring that synergistic impact. We are looking at intergenerational learning, where our children and seniors can come together. And the third piece of work that we are working towards is establishing an allied professional hub. We have taken the first step to actually gather our social workers within the Presbyterian Community Services. And so Mindy and Rekha will move over to the community services from the preschool services, and slowly we'll build on by employing therapies, and we can pull all our social workers, therapies from Grace Orchard School, from Gradulus Place, from PCS, to cover special needs, elder care, and even the preschools. And we do hope that we can establish this allied professional hub to serve the different divisions in PCS and even PPS. And then the last piece of work that we will be embarking is we are hoping to excite the other Presbyterian managed preschool centers to come together to form the Presbyterian Preschool Group. Elder Ito has received blessings from our board to go ahead to talk to the churches and pull the Presbyterian kindergarten and childcare together to form this Presbyterian Preschool Group. I understand that the Synod Executive Committee has also given the blessing to initiate this Presbyterian Preschool Group. Maybe I'll go to the next slide where, it is in Chinese for those who are Chinese speaking. But just remember, biblically we are purposed for unity. When we have built up trusted relationship and bring about like-minded people for missional purpose, we can bring greater impact and launch innovative initiatives to better bless our community. So this will be the fourth piece of work that we are embarking. It's not a one-year work. It may take a few years to realize this fourth piece of work to bring about synergy beyond our organization, but to also reach out to the Presbyterian churches. I'd just like to conclude by sharing with you the difference between crabs and turtle. I stay near Bukit Batok, and very often I'll go to the Bukit Batok Nature Park. I visited the Xiao Gui Ling. And there's something very peculiar that I witnessed over there. You know, turtles, to help each other climb on the rock, they climb on each other. No? But for crabs, I read that fishermen, after they caught the crabs, they don't bother even to cover the basket. Do you know why? Because each time a crab tries to climb out, the other crabs will pull it down. And so, in PCS, we want to build a culture where we want to bring about synergistic care. We need to work together. We need to allow one another to climb on our shoulders so that we can be more effective. Thank you very much.